Yeah. So bonuses 3 years ago were a hell of a lot higher. And pretty much all networks probably pay them bonuses to test with them as well, right? So I would probably set the bonus per year anywhere between 30 to 50 million in terms of payouts, with the majority of that probably coming from some sort of mediation deal. There's no way you can know that. That's just complete guessing from the outside.
So it's basically free money.
Exactly. So basically, that means most likely that from the last 3 years of operating Tripledot, there probably is an account somewhere with 600 to 900 million dollars worth of free cash, basically, that they've
Just
just
last 3
kicked
years.
off.
Last 3
from
years.
the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that you can quite easily buy a company that costs 900 million, because I'm sure a banker would love to structure that up.
It's 4 a.m. and we're rolling the dice. Mate drops knowledge made of gold and ice. Felix with ads making those coins rise. Shakeup designs worlds chasing the sky. We're the 2.5 gamers, the midnight crew. Talking UA adverts and game design too. Mate, Felix, Shakeup bringing the insight. We're rocking those vibes till the early daylight. Mate, UA, master eyes on the prize. Tracking data through the cyberspace skies. Felix stacks dollars like a wizard in disguise. Shakeup's crafted realms lift us to the highs. 2.5 gamers talking smack. Slow hockey stick, got your back. Ads are beautiful, they light the way. Click it fast, don't delay.
Well, that's how it is. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Matej Lančarič.
I'm Felix Broberg.
And I'm Jakub Remiar.
And we are your hosts.
That is
today,
right.
It is. And today, what are we talking about? We are talking about...
We want to do a special episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me.
Because we want to do a special episode on the back of some bombshell news that leaked this week, which is that Applovin is selling its gaming division to UK firm Tripledot for $900 million. And we were shocked, not about the deal, but we were shocked more that a lot of people on LinkedIn were shocked about this news. So today we're gonna dive into, like in this episode, who is Tripledot and what does Tripledot do?
And we already talked about one of their games, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
In the big episode that we had before with Triple Tile and Triple Match.
Exactly.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, Tripledot is a casual studio based in the UK that monetizes 99.3% with ad revenue, and that's according to my estimates. And we're going to go into that. So we're going to talk about their portfolio, where we're going to have a look at their biggest title, Wodoku. I'm going to estimate their overall revenue and the overall profit from the last 3 years. And essentially, I just want to preamble this a little bit, because basically in mobile, once you earn IAP revenue, it's like firing off a giant flare gun to the development community. And anyone with sensor tower access can pretty much in real time track your progress and see if your project is worth copying or not. IAP revenue is loud, brash, and easy to track, whereas ad revenue, the second income stream for mobile apps, is opaque, concealed, and difficult to estimate. In mobile, ad revenue is quiet revenue and IAP is loud revenue. And you usually need an insider to help you calculate and estimate what a studio is actually earning. Lucky for you, we have our own insider.
Yeah, awesome. Or you actually follow the news. And that's pretty much it. Or you kind of like understand how gaming works. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So I estimate that the mobile ad monetization market pays mobile publishers between $38 to $55 million per day to show impressions in their apps. So that's my estimate. And basically that means that mobile publishers on mobile collectively receive between $14 to $20 billion a year in ad revenue. That's kind of a far cry from the $142 billion that the Play Store and App Store are estimated to have generated in 2024. However, ad revenue is not subject to the 30% Apple and Google tax, and ad revenue is pretty much generated away from prying eyes. And in ad monetization, there's about 10 companies that earn over $1 million a day in ad revenue. Tripledot is one of them. I basically categorize them as a premium developer of games that monetize with ads. Anything you guys like to add to that?
No hyper casual.
Do I get it right? What you said that like overall yearly, it's around 15 to 20% of mobile gaming revenue coming to ads.
Roughly, right?
Games?
I mean, it depends how you want to count it, right? So, like, if 142 is generated by the Google Play and App Stores last year, that means $40 billion of that is tax, right? So if you minus that, then basically it would be 20%. I don't know how you want to calculate it from like a publisher perspective or general perspective, right?
But that's
15
Apple
to 20
and Google Play excluding China and all these other. Yeah, okay.
I just looked at the top line for the app stores from estimates. So
China, that's another episode.
I know. Like thinking, because we know that, like, for instance, WeChat games, they have their own ad grossing charts, basically. Just saying. So
we have our own
iOS
Felix.
iOS and Android are not that big there, right? So yeah. So let's talk about Tripledot. Jakub, when was Tripledot founded?
2017.
Exactly. Well done. All right. So Tripledot founded in 2017. The founding trio, I guess they're ex-Facebook. Basically, they know
Akin
was Facebook.
That I know for sure.
Yeah. And basically, they really know what they're doing on the ad revenue side, right? So let me just show you something here. Let me just do a screen share.
Felix struggling with the screen share again.
Yeah, but it's just because
Yeah, because that's what you do always. Anyway,
it's because I wrote such a good intro,
There you go. Yeah.
So Tripledot was founded in 2017, right? So this is their overall publisher downloads since 2017, and essentially, they were pretty much steady at around 2 to 3 million downloads per month until 2022, when essentially they raised $116 million at a $1.4 billion valuation. And you can see here, that's really when they started to kick things into a higher gear. Before the raise, about $4 million per month. After the raise, they have pretty much averaged 10 million downloads per month without skipping a beat, without missing a single month. Sometimes this peaks at 15, but basically they've never been below that again. And
don't forget, in 2022, they also bought Zephyr
We'll get
Games.
to that. Yeah.
Zephyr Mobile.
We'll get to that.
Mobile. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get to that. But essentially, the most important thing to know when you're talking about ad revenue, that is the active user base. Because essentially...
By the way, do you think if they haven't raised the money, would they need a partner for scaling UA? Maybe. But you never know. But
I think they raised the money for that. But what could they have done instead of raising, Matej?
But instead of that, they could talk to PVX partners. Although I think like back then, PVX partners haven't existed yet. But you know what? Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsors, PVX Partners, the simplest and most effective credit line for marketing. Because if you are scaling your game or your company and you want to scale like Tripledot and you need funding, you don't need to raise Series A or Series B. You can talk to PVX Partners. There's no equity dilution. You can repay as you get paid. It's flexible, fast, and tailored for your growth. So you can also secure funding within 30 days and get the term sheet within just 24 hours. So, take control of the UA without giving away a piece of your company. So visit pvxpartners.com and see how they can help you grow your game and company. There you go.
I don't know. We've done these ad reads now for a couple of weeks, right? And I still want to meet Tyler.
Sorry, one correction. The Zephyr acquisition was 2024. 2022.
Yeah.
Yep. Just saying.
All right. So basically...
sorry.
Yeah. The active user base is actually what you want to pay attention to when you're looking at ad monetized games, because that's essentially what earns you revenue, and that's how you can kind of estimate that. I tried to pull active user base of Tripledot since since the start, but Sensor Tower crashed on me. So here's a snapshot of the last 30 days, right? So it's, according to Sensor Tower, 8.3 million DAU. That's nearly the size of my country, Sweden. But the most impressive thing here is that the second largest geo after India is actually US. So that means that they are going to be earning a lot of ad revenue from that, because essentially the US is where you have the highest eCPMs. Do you want to talk anything about the games overall before I jump into kind of the estimate on what I think these guys have earned in the last couple of years?
I can take on games.
Yeah, but I think we can talk about the acquisition that you corrected me.
I'll go into it when we're doing the estimate as well. Yeah.
Okay. Because there's one more acquisition, and then one which I don't think happened, but it was somewhere in pitchbook.com, which was Touchstand Games, and I've never heard about these guys, and I haven't seen their games on their Tripledot portfolio, but it's apparently there is some connection.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just trying to look what I missed there, but like I think this is Zephyr. It's accounted here into Tripledot.
Yeah. Zephyr is there. Yeah, Zephyr is.
Yeah, Zephyr is there. Zephyr is, for instance, Jigsaw Puzzle and stuff like that.
When I was doing the estimate for that revenue, basically, I think they're in the process of moving things over from the Zephyr account to the Tripledot account, because there's a couple of games that are still in Zephyr's portfolio on Sensor Tower, and there's a couple of ones that have moved over that are definitely Zephyr.
Yeah, but Zephyr is Get Color, Hey Color, or Math Crossword. And Math Crossword, it's...
Math Crossword is Zephyr?
Yes, that's Zephyr.
It's on the Tripledot
like crazy. No, yeah, of course, but it's Zephyr.
Okay.
Based on some articles and some information.
So very briefly, like pretty much Wodoku is the game that put Tripledot on the map when it started scaling heavily in 2021.
I mean, we need to say they started the company on the back of the Solitaire classic apps. Like that was the initial ideas and like the games that they had.
Yeah, Solitaire.com, literally the game.
Solitaires, like basically classic solitaires.
Yeah, which was doing like 1 million downloads a month.
Evergreen.
Yeah, evergreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, now being disrupted as we talk with all these solitaires. It's so fun.
Yeah, but that's a different topic.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Then comes Triple Tile right after Wodoku Summer 2022. We already covered that game in great detail in our triple match fight episode, where we compared it with Triple Match, Triple Tile, and what was the last one? Boom, Triple.
Well, Triple Match 3D. Triple Match 3D.
Yeah, Triple Match 3D. Then there's the Get Color Water Sword puzzle.
Yes, that's Zephyr.
Yeah, that's Zephyr. That's been added from that acquisition, I guess, into this account. And then Nut Sword is again Zephyr.
Yes, that's Zephyr again.
Right. And then currently the biggest scaling game in terms of downloads, not active users, that's the difference thing that Felix said, is the Mad Crosswords, which we're going to look into in a moment.
A later.
Yeah, and then Wodoku Blast, if I get that right, which I don't see here, but it's supposed to be here.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you look at the curves just briefly, this one. So this is Wodoku Blast. It was one last year's October, and it's literally doing now 500,000 downloads a day.
Yeah.
No, that's active user base. That's the active user base, which is the correct metric to look at.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's doing 140k downloads a day, and it's like at 500,000. Yeah. That stuff. And Mad Crosswords is also scaling like crazy, which is currently at something like 700k active users, and downloads wise is also doing those 200k a day.
Yep.
That's there. If we look briefly into the games themselves, so Wodoku itself, I think we already covered multiple games that looks like this, but this is the OG one. If I understand,
that's what I wanted to ask, and I'm sorry for being an idiot here, but was Wodoku first and then Block Blast, or the other way around?
I would guess Block Blast was later.
Is that so? Okay, because then Wodoku, what they're doing is just, oh, hello, what the Block Blast is doing on the creative side. let's just take that and then use it in our game. So
yeah,
we need to check that.
double
We need to check that because that's very important in this. And also, I mean, when we had Anatoly from Bernie Games, there is definitely some.
Doku.
Yes, the Doku is there are some similarities, not only in creatives but in the gameplay as well. So because it's very important because then they have Wodoku Blast, which is there you go.
Yeah, Wodoku is definitely first.
Yeah,
Block Blast started scaling somewhere like 2022, which was 2 years after Wodoku.
Okay, well, you never know. It's good. It's good to have it. It's good to have it in the same graph.
Yep, exactly. So back to the point. So Wodoku is basically kind of similar.
It's their flagship title, basically.
Yeah,
it's
their flagship
crown in their
title.
empire. Yeah.
So it's again this kind of a Tetris iteration where you are having 3 blocks at the bottom that always comes, and you need to get rid of all of 3 and put them onto the board. You're getting points based on your matchups. Stuff can be like destroyed in Tetris style manner if it's a whole line or whole column or within these full squares.
Sudoku squares, basically.
Yeah, like kind of very similar to Playdoku. Like as I said, like Playdoku is literally taking this. This is the classic mode where you just pretty much go until you run out of space on the map and go for the highest score as possible, which I won't go into like full now.
Yeah.
And then we have the daily challenge there, which is like a premeditated, usual thing.
If you just go to Block Blast episode, this is exactly it, but in brown.
Actually, Wodoku Blast will be even more. You'll see. And then they have their journey, which is again single player content structured, where there are these mechanics where actually you need to collect stuff. So it's a little bit of level design there, and there's there's interstitials, there's ads in between, and so forth. So like nothing heavy regarding the progression. It's very, very easy. Regarding the Wodoku Blast, it actually starts different. It starts from the level saga first, and then you unlock the classic mode, which, by the way, the level saga seems to be much more polished, I would say.
Yeah,
like
it
really
looks.
shows. You can see that the even the colors are basically the same as Block Blast uses, and I would expect that they went
there. Yes,
I mean, like
Why
Block
change
Blast is
something
on
that
its way
works?
to overtake Subway Surfers in daily active user base. So you know what, good thing, copy them. Like they clearly do something
iterate
right.
something that works exactly. So going here, so here for instance we have a level where you see that these balloons you need to have continuous destruction of the same block pretty much in order to kind of destroy them. And again, same setup here, that there's 3 blocks kind of falling there on the bottom, and I think it's very good kind of dynamic difficulty adjustment here, because the blocks that are given to you are, I think it's not accident that they know what they're doing regarding the difficulty. But that's there. There's not gonna continue here. Let me go back to the main menu. So there's the classic one. There's these even like a saga, I would say, and that's it basically. Like we have basically the leaderboard as usual. Like with these heavy ad games, you don't really need that much. It's the main part is like hidden in between behind the scenes with the difficulty adjustment.
In between, you mean in interstitials?
Yeah, in between the interstitials.
But the
also,
thing is,
regarding the setup of those interstitials, that's very important.
Yeah, of course.
Finishing the thing with the matte cross puzzle, which is kind of unique, to be honest. I think this one looks very, very polished and very
they're all polished, like all the games. Yeah.
Like I would say, this is on top of these ad-driven casual games, which are like this is not even hybrid. Like it's not hybrid. It's like 99% ad revenue. Like there's not even a shop. So I don't think so. There's even possibility to have any IP revenue in this. I don't think so.
That's at 99.3, right? 99.3%.
Yeah, exactly. So what you're doing here? This is quite interesting. So you're basically solving simple math, which if you do, you get graded with points, and that's it. And
simple to you, maybe. That looks pretty hard to you.
We'll show you the ads.
Remo, I know math. I know math.
It's not.
So let me just finish.
Looks pretty hard to me.
Finish this one level. and we'll see. So yeah, this is basically how it looks. They have a progression here actually. So you are growing your plants or whatever, like you see here. That like these are.
Nobody cares about the plants.
Yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, so we have our plant collection, which again, rose cordana. I don't know what this is, and there's a lot of them that you can grow. So it's a little bit of like at least some kind of visual thing. But again, this is the usual daily challenge. We were here. Then there's player ranking as per usual. There's expert mode, by the way, which is kind of hard.
Oh, now it's kind of hard. Oh, okay.
Because here it's like it's not only you need to solve the math, you need to solve the combinations of the math. Because like here
it's in the ads. I mean, like I was looking at it, like what the hell, what's happening?
Yeah,
what should I put there?
It's quite hard. So yeah, I think they've done it pretty well. And banners are, by the way, always present, both in the menus and both during core gameplay. So that's there. And yeah, I think this works pretty great. As for like these very very kind of skinny feature set games that are expertly done through the ad revenue setup. So
yeah, those are the main titles. Go back, please, to the center tower here, and then just put the revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at this,
there's nothing. Yeah. Nutsort maybe does something there.
Yeah.
And Nutsort is the title that's again the sorting thing, similar to the what's the other title that they have there?
This is Cephers, right?
Hey color, get color or hey
color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So instead of vials of colored water, you are actually moving these screws. Yeah, and this is I think I would guess it's like 10%, 15% IP revenue driven, maybe. I don't know. That would be my guess. Honestly, like it's still heavily ad driven. Like it's what
everything is heavily ad driven.
It's 80k downloads a day. Come on.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it's not working. It's just a different model, and it's hard to do. So and this is the important part. I think like this kind of carries the message that literally reminds me of this like one scene from 13 Warrior where the guy was like faking the battle, and like in the end he killed the guy because he could kill it at any point, and he just said like, oh, now he needs to count with something he doesn't see anymore, because that's basically ad revenue. Like you need to count with something that you don't see pretty much in the charts.
What a great analogy! Oh my god.
We kind of went full circle from the intro, I guess.
Yeah. IIP is loud revenue. In a bag, it's quiet revenue.
Yeah, think about it. IIP revenue is like the loud, brackish red Lamborghini you have on the store, and then like ad revenue is like the aged Swiss revenue, like family that just had wealth.
No, it's
hidden,
sitting in Switzerland.
IIP,
never see them.
IIP is here because it's kind of it's basic revenue, because even like an idiot can read the graph. If you have ad revenue, you actually need to understand how it works, and then
you have a Felix.
But still,
even the thing with like, oh, this is a shit ton of downloads, it will have shit ton of ad revenue. This is not true, because if you don't see the country filter, like it's a different story. So
active user base is what you need to go off. Basically.
Exactly. Yeah, it could have shit retention. Therefore,
Yeah.
And on that note, do you guys want to jump into my estimate of how much I think Tripledot?
Let's jump into money.
I said 1.5 mil per day, but that's too much, as you mentioned. So let's say like 1.2 maybe.
You're right and you're wrong, Mathieu, because ad revenue swings wildly throughout the year. And basically in the last 2 years, normally I say that is basically measures how close you are to Christmas on how much you're earning because of the ECPM. But we haven't had a break over like through Christmas on ECPM for the last 2 years, because it's moved to Black Friday, basically.
No Q5.
No Q5. It's all Black Friday. So how I did this estimate was I took all of Tripledot's games and I looked at the active user base in the last 30 days because I couldn't look at it longer.
This is the hidden part I was talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because it broke essentially. So in the last 30 days, like I said, 8 million users on iOS in the USA. It's 468,000 DAU. On Android, in the US, 494,000, so pretty much 500,000. iOS worldwide excluding states, 1.3 million. And iOS worldwide excluding the states, 5.6 million. So yeah, a lot of Android revenue. So what I assumed...
Felix, you want to pick up the screen?
No, I just have the calculations here, so you can keep entertaining.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So what I estimate here is that majority of the games are earning majority of the ad revenue from interstitial, because basically that's the main bread and butter.
Yeah.
So
in the meantime, can you show the retention numbers for the Wodoku and the others? Because people are actually asking about this, and we never. Well, sometimes we talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
So I handicapped on average that their titles show 9 interstitials to per user per day on an active user or daily ad viewer rate on about 75%. Banners, I estimate, because basically they're always visible, 120 banner impressions per DAU on 70% ad viewer rate. And also 4 rewarded ads on 45% of ad viewer rates across the whole basically portfolio on average.
Okay.
So that would mean that in the last or yesterday, that Tripledot would have generated about 920K for 1 day worth of ad revenue. Then I needed to add in the Zephyr mobile stuff because they're kind of moving over some titles. So I looked there as well. Same thing there, 78 to 90K a day from Zephyr, which brings to a grand total in the last 30 days of $974,000 per day in ad revenue. But then we need to take this a step further, right? Because it fluctuates, right? So the closer we are to Black Friday, the higher the ECPMs, which means you earn a lot more, right? Right now, we're in a low ECPM time period. March, February is low. So you probably need to add on about 25% to that. So basically, it's anywhere, I would say, between 900 to 1.3, sometimes probably going up to 1.4.
Yep.
So that's the kind of like space that we're dealing with in terms of this developer. But basically, now we went... Range. Yeah, exactly. It's huge, right? So now we need to take this a step further, right? Yeah, way more. Like, so basically in a year, they probably are earning anywhere between $320 to $380 million, which means...
I still think it's closer to 500.
It's like 500.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because basically what I wanted to estimate here as well is profit, right? Because I am in the ad monetization team and we rarely get told usually what profit margins you're running. That's usually the UA team that's privy to that. So I estimated the profit on 20%, 30%, 40%, and 50% profit margin. So Matej, pick a number out of those that you think is most realistic.
Took 40, pretty much.
40? Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that the profit would be about $150 to $160 million per year. And if you add the kicker there, that means it's closer probably to 200 profit a year, 200 million in ad revenue. So that means that they've been at this ad revenue for the last 3 years, which means they have generated about $500 million to $700 million in profit. Exactly.
Thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But then also there's another aspect of these large scale publishers that we also need to take into account, right? Because that is publisher incentives and bonuses. So if you have this many impressions
to sell,
you're pretty much you're pretty much the king on the block, right? You can ask for whatever you want,
all your
right?
impressions.
No. Hello, we are guys from Applovin. We would like to keep you on max. What do we need to do? Oh, here are some bonuses.
Yeah. So bonuses 3 years ago were a hell of a lot higher. And pretty much all networks probably pay them bonuses to test with them as well, right? So I would probably set the bonus per year anywhere between 30 to 50 million in terms of payouts, with the majority of that probably coming from some sort of mediation deal. There's no way you can know that. That's just complete guessing from the outside.
So it's basically free money.
Exactly. So basically that means most likely that from the last 3 years of operating Tripledot, there probably is an account somewhere with $600 to $900 million worth of free cash, basically, that they just kicked off.
Last 3 years.
From the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
which means that you can quite easily buy a company that costs 900 million, because I'm sure a banker would love to structure that up, make it real
Which
nice.
is also not really 900 million in cash. It was
No,
like
it was
half of it.
500 to 400 or something was the split. Yep.
Also,
Yeah.
as I will show you in a second, can you guess what is the biggest ad network for Tripledot?
Max Applovin, most likely.
Oh yes, exactly.
But they're really close. I've heard the teams are quite close. I mean, the thing is, right? Like, Max is close with all their large publishers, because essentially the more impressions you have access to, like when I was watching the last what's it called, quarterly review or end of year statement, he kept talking, or Adam, the CEO of Apple, kept talking about how many users they can reach, and having good relationships with publishers like this is essential to essentially reaching your 1.2 billion people that he talked about so much. So you can't do that without having good relationships with your triple dots, your Voodoos, your Azores, your Say Games, all of these like game developers.
So could it be that basically it's like Best Buddy giving his, like, here's my World of Warcraft account, go play with it. I'm gonna play a different game.
Not really that, but there was most probably some kind of advantage of them being close, but still.
Yeah, I mean, Lior, he must be extremely shrewd. I've never met him or spoken to him. Adam, I spoke to once. He seemed very shrewd and very like businessy. I don't think either of these two leaders would probably
I'm not saying
do
they're
a
leaving
deal
money
that's
on the table
suboptimal.
because of friendship or stuff like that. I don't think so. That like at that point of level it exists, but yeah, it's just
It's just nuts, right? It's just a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money, and based on all of this, and we met Mark, we met Jan, we met like a few of the guys from the team. We know Akin, and like these guys are OGs. Like Akin is an OG, and the founding team is OGs. Like really, like the original gangsters of the gaming industry, and the UA team is top notch. Seriously, I mean,
the Admon team is on point. Like it's so good. Like
and these guys came up with the workaround for Facebook when there was no ad ROAS campaigns, and they're like, you know what? Why don't we just send ad revenue in purchase events so we can actually use Facebook for ad ROAS without actually having
I didn't know that.
I mean, like seriously, like they were like the top company that were running that. So it's like you really need to know what you are doing to actually come up with something like this. So I can imagine what they can do with the whole Applovin gaming portfolio. It's going to be insane. Like you see the data here. It's true that it's going to be maybe slightly different since there's a lot more IIPs, but still, I mean, I don't see there's a big difference between a UA manager that is actually managing games that are IAA only or IIP or hybrid. It's just, the logic is the same. You just have actually more options.
Is there a game in the Applovin portfolio that's like 100% IIP without any ad revenue?
I would guess the matching game. I don't know where is this.
Matching game is Project Makeover, but I don't think that's
no. It's Project Makeover. That I would guess it's 100% IIP.
Oh, honestly, I don't think so. But I know,
maybe a little bit that, but like
I haven't played it.
Yeah, but looking at the big games, So there's Project Makeover, which is Match 3 Puzzler IP driven.
Yeah.
Then you have Cash Tornado slots and like a lot of these other slots games, which are, I guess, also IP driven.
It's gonna be.
Maybe they'll sell them to Playtika.
Yeah, maybe. Magic Convention is the OG Match 3 again IPs. Wordscapes, I think, is hybridy a little bit.
That's
could be. Clockmaker is definitely IP. And then Mobile Strike Game of War Final, those are basically dead. So
that
Clockmaker is probably what 30% ads, I guess.
Maybe I would guess so. Yeah. But like still like very heavy IP games.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong.
Which you can argue like, oh, that's a different portfolio. You've never run this before, but honestly,
why do you think they bought it? Like, what do you think the thinking is behind it? Just expansion and a good deal,
they're diversifying their portfolio to be not only ad driven.
Maybe, yeah, that's one thing. And also, if you see what they can do with the ads-driven games, like that scale, and I'm pretty sure, I think so. They could do same thing with all these games and scale it. Like that's a lot of additional revenue, honestly. Because if you go to,
But who says that they cannot add revenue into those games? That's the thing.
yeah, but like why and
They're
how?
pretty much
Are you
optimized quite well on ad revenue already. Like,
yeah, but do you want to just duct tape ads on top of the IPs that you have there?
You can segment it in second, third geos and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we're always talking about how much effort would it be for what kind of potential additional ad revenue.
I'm not saying like it's the saving grace there. Like, it's also a question like what they plan to do with the studios. Like, do they just plan to kind of build new games with them, have much more potential for like IP driven games and like build it from scratch or stuff like that? Depends.
Yeah, I think this is a UA play.
Could be.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But I can show you some of the creatives and the
yeah, I
some
would
of
love to
the
see
some
some.
of the.
I'm assuming they're quite simple and not that much
Well, if you remember,
4xy.
Nothing
Yeah.
is simple if you're running against Block Blast.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. Like, look, I mean, this is last 12 months. The impression share, it's basically
Woo.
Applovin. It's just Applovin and Google.
How much spend is this, do you think?
Oh,
400 million, 300? Because I'm just saying, like, if you bring an ad network 400 million in a year, they're going to be nice to you and they're going to be
Yeah, very
very
nice.
friendly, right?
Very, very nice. I don't think it's 400 million, although, yeah, that's too much. I know. Maybe 2 or 3. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what Mark's gonna say again. Like the last time we met, he's like, those estimates. Anyway.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mark,
so-
come on and tell us the
Come
real
on, yeah,
ones.
come on.
I'm happy. Like, I'm looking from the outside. Why don't you come and tell us the view from the inside?
Yeah. Mark, you're invited. I wanted to actually not stop sharing, but sharing the different window here, because I think we saw this before. I mean, not this one,
Here we
but,
go.
but like these are
Why Goose has 6 IQ? That's bullshit.
nobody
Einstein was
cares.
190?
Yeah,
No
I
way.
mean, just you see Albert again. I'm not sure like who actually came up with Albert, but they were
Yeah.
using it quite a lot with triple.
Yeah,
triple
Playdoku
tile.
basically put these levels into the game.
Exactly. Yeah. This is exactly. And like we even have like this is your playable end card. But there is a lot of these playable end cards basically, which says just download.
Yeah.
But here, this you see it. I mean, like this is just kind of
This is Block Blast.
This is Block Blast. This is
No.
just
This is
Block
nothing
Blast.
new. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's so satisfying. It's
But
just
again,
not
the question is if it's Block Blast or is Wodoku to begin with.
exactly. Well, that's a good investigation. Maybe I'll do it in my creative investigation on Friday. We'll see. It's a lot of digging. And this goes back
Yeah.
like so many years that Sensor Tower doesn't even have that kind of data. It's all this interesting stuff. See, now we have some color, but again, like everything is the same. Then we have play a blend card like this, and all these are all playables. And then we have 10 minutes to sharpen your brain. Yeah, brain power, the good old brain power. Like it's like
Good old Einstein.
good old Einstein, but like like I'm always talking about the good old Einstein, but good old Einstein, the first game I saw him in, it was Wodoku or Tripledot. And seriously,
Could
and
be.
also the brain, the same thing. Like they're using the brain power, the IQ, and all these hooks that you saw the hook on the very beginning. And this is basically all Applovin, and they don't even run Facebook anymore. I tried.
Is Einstein IP protected?
I
Is
don't
he like
think
a
so.
Disney? Is he like a Disney character? Does Disney own him?
And
Who owns Einstein?
who
man?
owns Einstein?
Yeah, who owns Einstein?
But, like who owns Einstein? They also have these. Yeah, localized creatives, and they had so many localized creatives in other languages, and even in the App Store, they actually have like Slovak language for Wodoku. Seriously,
Okay.
I was very, very, very surprised, and also I like I shared the screenshot from Apple Search Ads. Blogblast is bidding on Wodoku keyword. I mean, not a
Why
surprise.
not?
Why not? Yeah, why not? Exactly. We have this. Okay, this is kind of localized, but I think I wanted to see the other part, which is where's the oh, here you go. Now it's like it's all Playdoku basically. You're just trying to match all these animals, and yeah, this is the fun part. It's just it's not that crazy as you would think. It's very, very simple but effective because they're running these creatives for a while. Okay, brain power, and then here we have a different hook. I mean, this is like there you go. Is this Chinese? Mr. Jakub, do you know?
Can decide if it's Chinese.
Yeah.
Characters are, by the way, the same. The Kanto for Chinese and Japanese. It's just the other ones are not.
Ooh, new angle.
Yeah, new angle. It's all these different.
Do you think that's from? What's it called? The Korean show. Oh, I just forgot it.
Korean show
where they kill everyone.
Yeah.
Mate,
No.
Can you give me the screen? I want to show you.
Squid Games. There we go.
I want to show you the math crossword as well. Oof.
This was something they were running in August 2022. I checked the old creators if I find something different, and
of course,
Pac-Man Penguin or this thing.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, but I just show you how old are you.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
But I didn't see anything like very different there.
No. But
they're evergreen creatives as well. That just work. Like,
well, if you have Applovin as a main channel, then you don't really need to change the creatives like 10 times a week. But one sec, look, this is the math.
The math crossword.
Math crossword.
Einstein.
Yeah, good. This is.
You see him? He's AI animated.
Yeah. He's talking. And there is. See Zephyr Mobile. See the city here.
There we
Hello.
go. Watermark.
There's voiceover. Yeah, but Zephyr Mobile is actually European.
Guys, I looked it up. Okay, so a California federal court ruled that Einstein's personality rights expired 50 years after his death. Since Einstein passed away in 1955, his rights expired in 2005. Companies can now use his likeness in commercials without permission or royalty permits from the heirs.
Einstein for everyone.
Einstein forever. Yeah. Look, it's like. But
Can
honestly,
we get Einstein to do our intro song?
I mean, we can use Albert, obviously, but look, so I think like the combination of Brain, Albert as a hook and IQ and everything, it's kind of and Brain age kind of works for the audience that this is aimed for. Like this is just female audience. And I'm kind of glad I don't see any Alzheimer's, to be honest. So
you mean the doctor prescription that we saw last time?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But look, if you go even like here, and then we go to triple tile, then it's not gonna be that different. Okay, this is a little bit different. As I was
nice 3D at least.
Nice 3D, yeah, nice 3D. It's quite polished, but like you see what this is all about. This one.
Yep.
It's good sort, basically, and like the conveyor belts.
Yeah, it's basically good sort.
And then, this is it's all. There you go. This
AI Einstein.
AI Albert. It's basically AI Albert everywhere. And there you go. If we let's see. This is a nice one. New version available. Please update. And this is it. 30-second. Video.
Is that a re-engagement campaign, you think?
Could be. Or honestly, Nobody cares anymore. He just need to grab your attention. So let's say you said August. Oh, this is my favorite.
There we go.
So, and this is 1 minute long. So do you have the brain types obviously here, and then
you have Mayonk on top of it.
Yeah, of course. And then here we go.
Sounds like royal match a bit, right? Or what?
Yeah, it is a royal match.
It is. Yeah, it's the same concept. It's the same concept that even I used in the creatives because it kind of works. So yeah, there you go. So I would say, yeah, it's amazing. It works. This shit works. So I would say, again, they know what they're doing. They have all the playables in the world, like so many different creative concepts, and even for like the other.
Do we know their headcount?
Ooh, I think it's 400 people.
400.
Yeah, it's not a small company, and also I think you missed the fact that they had Ukrainian offices, but then they had to relocate people to Barcelona and somewhere else. Actually, so
it'll be nice running into anyone from Tripledot. Mark has his way of looking at you like you're an idiot when you say something that's not true. So I'm looking forward to that. If I was wrong in my estimates.
Well, you know what, we are not wrong.
Linky is saying 423.
Yeah, I know what we are not wrong. They are absolutely printing money, and they're killing machine in terms of the games and the UA and then ad monetization. Like full stop. Like there's nothing else. I mean, like, this is it. So here we have it. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. See you at GDC. We're gonna be there. We have a party with Singular, Moloko, and Mobile Action on Tuesday. I'll put link in the show notes. And what else? Yeah, join the Slack channel.
Yeah, and if you like these type of content where we're actually doing a deep dive on a company instead of just individual games, let us know. Tag us in the comments, and then basically we can do this on any other company that you want.
What are you talking about? Like this is our like OG content. Like we started
this is our OG content,
I know,
man. We did that.
But people don't know that. People
we
don't
started
know that.
With King with Rovio. Like what are you talking about?
Come on,
Ubisoft.
Yeah, I know.
It's Ubisoft, man.
Ubisoft. Yeah, it was quite some time ago. All right. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao.